Okay, let's look at this one-step dimensional analysis problems worksheet. Here's the key. You should have already finished this before watching this video. So let's go over this and see if you can get the correct answers. So how do you set up a dimensional analysis problem? Let's go over the 5 steps really quickly. It says step 1, identify the given value and write it down. Our given value in this case is 4.5 centimeters. Step 2, determine which unit you want the answer expressed in. In this case, we're going to want how many inches. So you place inches here at the end, and that will remind you that your goal is to get centimeters into inches. Step 3 here is to choose your conversion factor. The conversion factor is given to you in the problem as 1 inch is the same as 2.54 centimeters. So you place that here in the middle, and you do the math by multiplying 4.5 centimeters by 1 inch over 2.54 centimeters equals 1.77. Okay, the math here in step 5, you can see, will result in canceling the unit centimeters, and you're left in inches. Make sure that you include your unit in all of these problems. Okay, so here are some conversion factors that you're expected to know. This is from the SI unit. Okay, make sure that you know those. And let's start with the practice problems. Number 1, 1 yard is equal to 3 feet. How many feet are in a football field? 100 yards. So 100 yards is a football field. You set up your conversion factor, 1 yard is equal to 3 feet, and yards will go on bottom here because that will allow you to cancel those two, and you're left in feet. Once you do the math, it's just 100 times 3, and that gives you 300 feet, and that is the length of a football field. Okay, let's keep going. 1 gallon is equal to 4 quarts. How many gallons do you have if you have 18 quarts? So 18 quarts is your starting position. Your conversion factor is 1 gallon per 4 quarts. You know that's correct because you can cancel the quarts and you're left with 4.5 gallons. Number 3, how many milliliters are in 5.7 liters? 5.7 liters is your starting point. You multiply it by a line, you put your conversion factor here, 1,000 milliliters is 1 liter. You know that's true because you can cancel the units, and you're left with 5,700 milliliters. Number 4, the average age of a high school junior is 16.5. How many days old is the average high school junior? So we need to know that 1 year is 365 days, and then you can put that in as your conversion factor, do the multiplication, and you're left with 6,022.5 days old. Number 5, 16 grams of food contains 130 calories, so that is your conversion factor. How many grams of food would you need in order to consume 2,150 calories? Alright, so the same process again, 2,150 times by 16.0, divide by 130, will cancel the calories, and you're left with 264.6 grams of food. Okay, let's move this. Number 6, how many kilometers are in 2,500 meters? Okay, 2,500 meters times by 1 kilometer, divide by 1,000 meters. You will cancel the meters and you'll get 2.5 kilometers. Number 7, there are 16 pounds in an ounce. How many pounds are in 52 ounces? Okay, again, you just set it up so that you can cancel the ounces, the unit that you don't want, and you're left with 3.25 pounds. Number 8, how many grams are in 30 30,000 kilograms. Express your answer in scientific notation. So you start with 30,000 kilograms, multiply it by the factor here, that is 1,000 grams per 1 kilogram, and you're left with 30 million grams, or simply 3 times 10 to the 7th grams. Okay. Number 9. Texas is 790 miles from east to west. How many feet is that if 1 mile is 5,280 feet? Okay, so we've got the width of Texas multiplying by this conversion factor will give you the number of feet that it is. Alright, number 10. How many centimeters are in 0.05 meters? Express your answer in scientific notation. So 0.05 meters times by 100 centimeters per meter. Remember, it's only 100 centimeters in a meter. That gives you 5 centimeters. If you want to express that in scientific notation, you don't have to do anything real special except for realize that 10 to the 0 is 1. So 5 times 10 to the 0 centimeters. That one's a little strange. Number 11. Each large pizza can feed 3 teenage boys. How many pizzas would be needed to feed a football team? Assume it's 56 teenage boys. So we start with that starting point, 56 boys. The conversion factor here is going to be 1 pizza for every 3 boys. You can cancel that and you get the answer of 18.66 repeating pizzas. I don't think you would be able to buy that, however, so we'll just say it's 19. We'll round up. Okay, number 12. A main street is approximately a quarter mile long. How many yards long is Main Street if 1 mile is equal to 1,760 yards? Okay, so a quarter mile is 1760 yards. You set up your conversion factor, making sure that miles cancel on bottom, and you get 440 yards. And lastly, number 13. You spend 242 minutes in chemistry class each week. I don't know if that's true. How many minutes will you spend in chemistry at the end of the school year, assuming it's 36 weeks? So we're going to start with that 36 weeks, because that's the only thing we know. The conversion factor is going to be 242 minutes per week. Okay, and you do the multiplication. 36 times 242 divided by 1 is 8,712 minutes. Okay, so I hope that helps. Make sure to let me know if you have any other questions or would like extra practice.